Hello, welcome back to This Day. Joining me now is Tom McCrae. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So we were talking about the 4th of July, and I guess you were in Long Beach celebrating. How was your holiday?
Well, it started off here. Golf is every day is a holiday for golf. So we were open and we were full, and so we had to manage that. We also had a big party for the community in the parking lot of the golf course in Clubhouse 2 that we had to manage. There's a big parade that comes and ends up at Clubhouse 2, so we had to manage that, and everything came off very well.
Oh, and that's fun. Were there any crazy golf carts decorated, or?
About 100. They were pretty crazy.
That many golf carts, that's amazing.
It was interesting, the Republican Club and the Democratic Club were only 2 carts away, so I don't know how that worked out the rest of the day. But as they were coming through, I thought that would be interesting when they got to the parking lot.
Well, we all just have to respect for each other, right?
I hope so.
That's wonderful. So I wanted to give some updates about the summer hours, or how is it different for during the summertime?
Well, in the summertime, we talk a lot to people just so they're aware. The golf course transitions and grasses do differently in different times of the year. Our greens are what's called Poa annua. And Poa, when the cool weather, they do very, very well. So most of the year, the greens are very fast, they're very true. But in the summertime, Poa doesn't like the heat. So the few months of the year where we get the stagnant heat, they tend to get a little bit slower. So we just want to make sure that everybody is reminded that the greens are not going to be the pace that they are in the winter and the summer. We did succumb a few years ago, before I took complete control of the operation, to the people wanting the greens to be faster, and we almost killed them.
Oh, wow.
So the greens are going to be a little bit slower. We're going to roll them. We're going to keep them true, but they're not going to be as fast as they are in the winter.
So that means like the overturn of them growing faster? Is that what when you say faster or slower?
Right. So what happens is when we can mow the grass down short, we can get them very, very fast. A lot of the best golf courses in the world have greens of a similar grass type than we have.
Oh, okay.
So we can actually get them, since they're very healthy, the growth isn't happening as much, so we can actually keep them very flat and very smooth. In the summertime, if we try to get them down, the roots will actually burn.
Oh,
and that's what happened.
Because of the heat, okay.
Because of the heat, and we have to keep water on them so they'll get softer, and the mowers can actually scalp them down.
Okay.
And also some of the sides of the fairways, since there's a mixture of grasses, like on most golf courses, we have a predominant kikuyu base, but there's also some Poa and some Bermuda. And the Bermuda will actually grow very, very well in the heat. But the Poa tends to die off in the heat. So there's some areas that you'll see around the course that are maybe a little bit off color and that we've had to do some aerification processes for. That'll tend to fill back in with the kikuyu once that takes effect. But there's going to be some small changes. But overall, the golf course is in extremely good shape. And for the summer, we just want to make sure people are aware of that.
Yeah. And now, will there be any, do you have to close any holes at any time to do any of the maintenance process, or it'll be able to stay open all summer?
We have an emergency plan in action if we do get some excessive heat for a number of time, where we do close 9 holes for probably an entire week. We haven't had to do that yet, but we did, because of what happened with the greens that one year. We did go to the boards and ask them to just give us the right to do that if we have to, because we do have a normal rotation where every Thursday we close one of the 9 holes. Okay. Just to do the basic maintenance. So we have plenty of time to do what we need to do. And if there was ever an emergency or something that's a one-offer, then we would act accordingly.
Okay. Now, is there, of the 9 holes that make up the professional course, any of those that people like the best?
Well, course 1 and course 2 are what people strive to play for. Course 3 can be, they're all very different. They're all very challenging, but course 3 has some holes that are a little bit shorter.
Okay.
So some people, prefer to play, and some of the people actually prefer to play course 3 because it is shorter. Our population is varying in age, and the average age is in the 70s. So obviously, I know my club head speed has gone down. I don't hit the ball as far as I used to. So, people can go out and on course 3 and actually really enjoy a round of golf without playing really long holes. Course 1 is the longest of the 3.
Okay.
Course 2 is got some really good challenging holes, but people tend to want to play courses 1 and 2. And the 9-holers, people that just like to play 9, tend to gravitate to course number 3.
Okay, interesting. So, and then you guys are doing the driving range restoration project. What's happening with that?
The The driving range restoration project was a little bit delayed. You know, with the weather that we had early in the year, there was some challenges that the vendor that we had with the projects that they had all lined up, just the timing of them all, because everything kept slipping behind. I think we all remember how many days we spent indoors watching the rain tumble down.
Yeah.
You know, week
There's
after week.
a lot of rain this year.
It was
Yes.
a lot of rain. It's a great thing, you know. And you know, we were just talking about being up in Mammoth Mountain, and there's going to be plenty of snow in the reservoirs, plenty of water in the reservoirs, because of how much snow there was. So what happened is that contractor that we hired to do the project got a little bit behind. So there was about 3 weeks to a month where there wasn't a lot of activity going on the range. So they're a little bit behind, but right now what they've done is they've actually prepared the soil, they've tilled the soil in, they've smoothed it out, and the grass is currently growing. So we hope it'll germinate on schedule, and we can try to catch up on some lost time. And once it does start growing, which it is now, we are going to have some nets placed up over at the driving range, so people can continue to at least warm up a little bit before they go and play, or work on their swings a little bit, or take a lesson and not have to go off property.
Oh, okay.
And
so right now there's no like plan B for while this is under restoration?
Well, there was a plan B, and there's a facility up the street that has a great program. There's nothing particular to Laguna Woods, but has a great program. It's like $40 for a month, and you can hit up to 100 balls a day if you want to.
Oh, nice.
And it's just up the street. And I worked a deal out at Oak Creek Golf Club over in Irvine, which is where I have some friends there, and they get member pricing on range balls if they want to go practice there. But now the net should be in here this week or next. We should have them set up, and people can at least just hit balls.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. That's great. Any other things that we need to know for the golfing or for this summer to play there or anything?
Oh, sure. I mean, the golf, people play a lot of rounds of golf, so there's not a whole lot. The system is going really well. You know, what I would ask people to do, and this has been out there for quite a bit, is just in booking reservations. People have found a little chink in the armor, as it were, in the booking system that we have, and they're able to book duplicate tee times, or they're booking tee times and not updating them. You know, and I think everybody out there really knows that from a customer service standpoint, we want to be able to help everybody. We do between 300 and 500 people a day that come through the golf course.
Wow.
And we really want to take care of everybody. So all we really ask is that people use the system the right way, that they come prepared to the golf course when they know who they're going to play with, that if they're going to ask the starter to have a 5th player added to their group, that they do so ahead of time. When they know who's going to be playing in their group, they communicate that to the golf shop so we can be ready. And if you say, I have the 8-12 starting time, we know who's playing in that group. Because what happens is there's groups of people that make tee times together, and they all make tee times, and then they pass them out basically in their front room, but they don't tell us.
Yeah.
So when they're showing up to the pro shop, the starter has this person in front of them who's not listed on the sheet and is asking to play, and they can't find them, and the line behind them just continues to grow while this negotiation goes on.
Okay.
If they know who's playing, just call us, and we can update it, and everything goes really, really smoothly.
Makes it run more smoothly.
And it's good. It's best for everybody.
Yeah.
But other than that, the people have been great. The transition to the online tee times was a tough couple of months when we did it back in 2020.
Okay.
But once it was done, it's been great. And we want to thank everybody for spending some time and getting that done. And now
learn it and use it.
And now the only thing that we have is new people coming in.
That's great.
And it works out really well.
Oh, good. Wonderful. And then you have some updates to give us about the garden center. You're overseeing that project as well.
Yeah, what happened when we had a new recreation director take over, and we kind of found out that there was really nothing between the director and the staff. And so there's 1,100 people that have garden plots. And so I have a really, really good team, and I told her that I think the best thing for us to do is to let us take it over. I'm a good manager of things, a lot about gardening. My mother's a master gardener, so I call her every once in a while. But,
Nice.
But I have 2 really good coordinators, a really strong head professional, and we're able to take a lot of the things that needed to be organized with it and create a whole better environment over there. So we've done that. The database has been created. My coordinator was able to really work with staff to get that done. And now all we're working on, that we're asking all the garden center folks to do, is to take care of your plots. Because what happens in a lot of these cases is that people are letting the weeds grow, people are letting debris, pile up inside their plots, and it's a lot like your HOA at home, where you have one house in the neighborhood that has got a car parked in front of it and a refrigerator dumped on the lawn, and everybody else's house. It's not a property value thing, but it's the same idea.
Yes. Okay. So everybody, make sure to keep your plots clean.
Please.
Thank you so much for joining us. Stay with us, because coming up we have Larry Kurtz with the Orange County Fire Authority. We'll be right back.